Good evening, everyone. I'd like to now call this meeting to order Monday, November 18, 2024, the Village of Deerfield Board of Trustees meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Shapiro.
Here.
Trustee Benton.
Here.
Trustee Berg.
Here.
Trustee Goldstone.
Here.
Trustee Jacoby.
Here.
Trustee Metz-Childers is absent. Trustee Oppenheim.
Here.
We have a quorum.
If everyone could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First order of business on our agenda is our 6 month finance report and review. Eric? You guys have been a little busy.
We've been a little busy, yes. And as usual, most of this report is review since you do hear from me every month, but a good recap that I'll try to keep short for you. We completed the 2023 Annual Comprehensive Financial Report. I think the report in the packet actually said 2024, but it's meant to be 2023. Even I'm not that good. I can't finish the audit before the year. That was audited by Baker Tilly, our independent accounting firm. It received a clean opinion as well as the GFOA's Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. We also filed the Department of Insurance Police Pension Report, the State Comptroller's Annual Financial Report, and published the Annual Treasurer's Report. And as we come to the end of this year, we'll complete those same reports for 2024. One item that is probably worth noting for the future is it seems that there's now a shortage of CPAs, and especially CPAs with a governmental background, and firms are struggling to staff their government, well, all their audits, but especially their governmental audits. It's leading to delays and limited options for RFPs. In our case, we're contracted with Baker Tilly through 2026. They've done a great job. We're very happy with them. But likely when we go to that renewal period again, we'll probably see some scope and fee changes there. But still good through 26.
Right, we do that in conjunction with Highland Park and Glenview, right? That's a joint bid that we did with them?
We've done that together with Highland Park and Glenview for the past 2 years. We include the library's audit with us as well. I think they get a little bit of a deal coming together with the bigger groups. But yes, we do that when we can.
But it sounds like we should expect a price increase given the staffing limits that are out there. Okay.
I believe so. I haven't seen it yet, but 2026, I think we'll see some big increases. We received notice that our 2024 budget document qualified for the Government Finance Officers Association's Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. We also developed the proposed budget, tax levy, and capital funding scenarios for 2025 budget. And if all goes well later tonight, we'll start the process to submit that budget to the GFOA again. We completed our regular vehicle sticker sales. We sold approximately 10,900 stickers so far this year. Online purchasing is now closed, but if anybody still needs to get a sticker, they can come into Village Hall or mail that in. We completed the actuarial valuation for our police pension fund contribution. The 2024 contribution will be approximately $1.36 million. That is a little higher than we've seen in the past. A couple things going on there. We had some unrealized losses in previous years, and the actuaries kind of smooth those over to avoid the ups and downs. They do the same with the gains, and we do have some gains coming, so that's good news. And we also made some actuarial changes and actuarial assumption changes, which put us in a better place overall. Based on the most recent valuation, we're 87% funded, which is pretty good comparative to other towns. We made our required debt service payments. We filled out the paperwork to receive our qualified energy conservation bonds. That is about $359,000 that comes back to us every year from those 2011 B bonds and for the treatment plant. We did receive a notice in November that Moody's is no longer assigning outlooks. So we used to be, no longer assigning outlooks for governments with under $250 million of outstanding debt. So we used to be AAA with a stable outlook. They've dropped the outlooks. So we're just AAA, not a downgrade, just a change in the way that they present those items. Human resources also falls under the finance department. That includes risk management and employee wellness. And the departments have kept Desiree busy this time around. She's assisted in recruiting and hiring several vacant positions: the WRF intern, a senior accountant, an IT technician, building division supervisor, 2 full-time telecommunicators, and 3 police officers. We're also currently looking to fill part-time telecommunicator and lateral police officer positions. So lots of positions, also positions that are replacing long-term employees and interacting with several different departments. So lots of new faces, lots of new opportunities there. In addition to the everyday HR functions, we completed the annual salary survey in conjunction with the 2025 budget, organized a flu shot and health screening event that's funded through our health insurance cooperative, coordinated the Volunteer Engagement Commission, completed benefit renewals and open enrollment for village employees. We represented the village on both of our insurance cooperatives for our health insurance, as well as our liability and workers' comp insurance, including executive board positions on both of those organizations. Notable projects include an upgrade to our utility billing system that allows residents to opt into paperless billing, set up auto pay, and schedule payments in advance. That just went live early in November. It's been a great upgrade for residents so far. We've gotten several good feedback. And in addition to that, it's more efficient for village staff, saves on postage, saves on delay, saves on costs. So thanks to Angie Rodriguez, Desiree Van Thor, and the IT department for putting the bulk of that together. As I mentioned, we have a new senior accountant. His name's James Newman. He's a CPA and comes to us with several years of public accounting experience. Doing well, catching on quickly. He's actually starting, in addition to the regular accounting work, he's starting to work on expanding our automated invoice entry that was put into place a few years ago, and implementing some electronic payment of accounts payable invoices. Again, efficiencies and less paper, less delay, less postage cost there. Finally, we processed 3,000 vendor invoices, generated approximately 2,300 monthly utility bills, processed village, library, and police pension payroll, and deposited on average 110 cash receipts per day. That's our past 6 months. So
That's it.
Happy to answer any questions there, maybe.
I'm a little disappointed that you guys didn't do so much over the last 6 months. Thank you to you and Desiree. Couple things I'd like to highlight. AAA bond rating.
Correct.
Again and again, every year, and it's because of your leadership in the finance department, and we thank you for that. We are in great financial shape. We have been for a number of years, again, to your hard work. Our pension's at roughly 90%, which is really good and really unusual.
Correct.
Unusually good. And that's a tribute to your hard work. This is the second consecutive year in which we've issued no new debt. So I know that was part of our budget hearing process, but that's also something that we did through your work and through your recommendation. So we thank you for everything.
Thank you.
And if it doesn't work out, Eric, it's your fault.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Right. Does anyone have any questions for Eric? No. Minutes of the previous meeting, November 4th, 2024, regular board meeting, and our October 21, 2024 board meeting.
Move approval.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I stand corrected. October 21 was our committee of the whole meeting. So same motion, same approval. Bills and payroll. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Benton?
Yes?
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
And Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Now is the time of our meeting where we give the public an opportunity to provide comment on a non-agenda item. Is there anyone here who would like to comment on a matter that's not on the agenda? No public comments. We will now move right into the consent agenda. I will read the 5 matters that are on the consent agenda and then ask for a motion. Item 24-1071, an ordinance authorizing a request for approval of a self-improvement facility special use for a golf studio at 636 Deerfield Road. Item 24-108-1A, an ordinance authorizing a text amendment to the Deerfield zoning ordinance regarding digital monument signs. 24-108-1B, an ordinance authorizing an amendment to the Deerfield High School special use and a zoning modification for a digital monument sign for Deerfield High School, Township High School 113, located at 1959 Waukegan Road. Item 24-109-1, ordinance authorizing text amendments to the Deerfield zoning ordinance to allow for sidewalk signage. And item 24-118, a resolution approving an easement agreement with the Commuter Rail Division of the Regional Transportation Authority for a pathway adjacent to the Lake Cook Road Metro Station. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as read?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone.
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby.
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim.
Yes.
Trustee Benton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
The next 4 items are under old business and relate to one and another and relate to the development and subdivision, et cetera, for the Walgreens planned unit development on Wilmot Road. The first is item 24-56-2A, an ordinance authorizing a final development plan for the Walgreens planned unit development at 100, 102, 104, 106, 108, and 200 Wilmot Road, and a final plat of subdivision for the Walgreens PUD property.
As the board will recall, when we separate the northern property away from the southern property, we have to create a new subdivision for the parcels that will remain under Walgreens control, and that's what this is. We've talked about this Plan Commission recommendation, but this is the ordinance that would approve that reconfiguration so that the Walgreens parcels are now a standalone PUD.
Trustee comments or questions?
I do appreciate all the information that was in here about the demolition plan, because I know that a lot of our residents were concerned about tearing down the old buildings, and as the property is subdivided, all of us want to make sure it's done safely. So I did appreciate the detail that was in here, that people are paying attention to that.
And to that end, Mary, I think the contractor anticipates installing fencing
Yep.
mid to mid-December, so in about a month or so. Tree clearing and demolition to begin in January, and earthwork starting in the spring.
And they've detailed where they're starting, and they're working
plan.
south
Yep.
and staging. I do appreciate that, and I think it's a good safety.
And we have a consultant who will be part of that demolition.
Observing that,
Yeah.
essentially acting as our agent monitoring that activity.
Correct.
Yeah, and the other item also, attention was put to no parking on the residential streets.
Yep.
Around trucks are not to use the residential streets for staging, for parking, for truck routes. So all of that is set forth in the development agreement, the demolition plan, the CTM plan. So a lot of work went into that, and also I'm part of the developer who was willing to make the promises.
And again,
So we will get to the Pulte piece of this in just a moment.
And it's-
demo is Wilmot to Lake Cook. That's the truck route.
Right.
It's not going north on Wilmot.
Right.
So I think there's a real sensitivity to the residents in the area.
and just to be exact, that also, besides the numbers that you have there of the buildings, the walkway comes down as well. They connected them primarily for
The
the winter.
Skyway? The
Yeah.
Skyway,
Skyway.
connecting the
Sky
buildings.
Bridge? Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Does the public have any comments on this? Is there a motion to accept the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Goldstone.
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby.
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim.
Yes.
Trustee Benton.
Yes.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Motion passes.
2456-2B, an ordinance authorizing the rezoning of properties located at 202, 300, 302, and 304 Wilmot Road to the R5 General Resident District.
Again, this is the legal mechanism to rezone the properties, again, that are being split off to the north. They will be single-family residential properties through the R5 zoning district, and this is the legal mechanism to rezone that property to that appropriate zoning district. Excuse me.
Comments, questions? Public comment. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
Move approval.
Second?
Further discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Trustee Benton?
Yes?
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 2456-2C, an ordinance authorizing a final development plan for a residential planned unit development at 300, 302, 304 Wilmot Road and the Walgreens Daycare Building at 202 Wilmot Road for Pulte Home Company, LLC, and a final plat of subdivision for the residential planned unit development.
Again, this is the plat of subdivision and the PUD that approves the 42-unit development for the specific property at these addresses. But it's, again, the residential property being rezoned, and then also this is the final development plan. I don't know if Ben wants to add anything to that conversation.
Comments from the board? Public comments? Was there a motion approving the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Trustee Benton?
Yes?
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution approving a development agreement with Pulte Homes. Item 2456-2D.
Again, this specifies all the action requirements and the village's commitments as well as the developer's commitments, impact fees, all those types of things that we typically do through a development agreement, specified to make sure they are contractual. I don't know, Ben, if you want to add anything to this too.
No, I mean, you've seen our form development agreement before, and there were modifications made as we worked on with Pulte, but it provides the standard protections for the village. Again, special attention was put to the demolition and the whole construction process to make sure that it is fitting, being that it is surrounded by residential properties. But otherwise, unless anybody has questions, I have nothing else.
Board comments or questions? Public comments? Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Benton?
Yes?
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Before we get to the budget, I got a couple things I want to say about this project. Almost 9 months to the day was when we started the process with this project. It went to the Plan Commission for the first time in February of this year, so almost 9 months to the day. And I give credit to the Plan Commission, to the staff, to the board, to our legal counsel to bring this forward, work with Pulte, work with Walgreens during the ensuing 9 months. It was a lot of hard work. And we appreciate everything that all of you did to bring this project forward. It's a terrific project. It's not often that a mature community like ours that has very few opportunities for infill development gets to pass an ordinance and a development agreement and everything else that we just did for 42 single-family homes that are going to be beautiful. We're very proud of this achievement, and I'm very proud of everyone who was part of this achievement. And we thank Pulte and Walgreens for bringing this forward. Thank you, guys. One other thing. It also is the first development that incorporates our affordable housing ordinance, which we passed a couple of years ago, but it's the first one. So that's something that we all can be proud of with the affordable housing units that will be in this development. Moving on. Ordinance adopting the budget for the Village of Deerfield for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2025 and ending December 31, 2025.
Tonight, we're looking for final approval of the 2025 budget. The proposed budget was placed on file at Village Hall for public inspection. It was discussed in detail at 2 Committee of the Whole meetings on October 16th and 21st. A public hearing was held at the November 4th board meeting, which was advertised in the October 3rd Deerfield Review. Changes discussed at those Committee of the Whole meetings and executive sessions are reflected in the material tonight. I have received no public comments and no changes have been made since the public hearing.
$57 million budget and no comments, huh? That's okay.
Comments? Okay.
Occasionally, but I mean we go through
we
it pretty detailed throughout the Committee of the Whole meetings. So
And again, this was a culmination of a lot of work that Eric, you spearheaded and started, yes, in July,
yep.
which is typical. That's usually when the budget discussions start, but it's a lot of work. It's 3 or 4 months of hard work.
Yep.
And so-
All departments involved, a lot of hard work from everyone.
Yes.
But
So-
we also try to not surprise people.
Right.
You know, we work through this as we go. We answer questions. And for the public as well. I think that it's a testament to the staff that they work as hard as they do to get this information out there, that it's accessible to people and they can see it. And if there are going to be questions, we are
We address it.
alerted. Right.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Does anyone have any questions for Eric? Is there any questions either from this board or from the public? Hearing none, I will look forward to hearing or accepting a motion to approve an ordinance adopting the budget.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Trustee Benton?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 24-115, a resolution adopting a consolidated fee schedule for the fiscal year 2025.
Updates to the fee schedule have been developed and discussed throughout the budget meetings and are reflected in the 2025 budget that was just approved.
Trustee comments or questions? Public comments or questions? Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Trustee Benton?
Yes.
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 24-116, an ordinance amending the Village of Deerfield wage and salary plan.
In keeping with our collective bargaining agreements that are in place both with the police officer and public works unions, as well as reviewed by the village board, we've attached the recommended salary schedule in keeping with our conversations and our collective bargaining commitments, and would recommend approval.
Trustee comments? Public comments? Is there a motion to approve the ordinance amending the wage and salary plan?
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Jacoby?
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim?
Yes.
Trustee Benton?
Yes.
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 24-117, a resolution approving a First Amendment to a development agreement at 1101 and 1121 Lake Hook Road, the Deerfield Supportive Living Project that we approved. And this would be a resolution approving an amendment to that agreement.
The village board approved the development agreement for the supportive living facility at 1101 and 1121 Lake Cook Road on August 19, 2024. Staff recommends an amendment to the development agreement, reducing the impact fee payments from the applicant because the development will not generate any school-aged children. Additionally, staff recommends a 25% discount on all building permit fees for this development, which is consistent with previous approvals for other senior housing, assisted living facilities, and will make the development of the property more economically viable. We're here to respond to questions. I know the petitioner's here as well tonight, but we believe this qualifies based on our past practice of similar senior facilities in the community.
I think this is an appropriate amendment, and it also gives them a little more leeway to make sure that the project goes forward and it does great things and is, properly built and financed, et cetera. But I think this is a reasonable amendment to the development agreement. Anyone have any other thoughts?
I've had people approach me and ask how quickly you're going to get that building up because they want to live there.
Awesome. We're working on it.
Well, now with this, maybe tomorrow.
We're going to help. We're going to help.
The waiting list.
Any questions by the board, comments, questions? And I want to thank Ben and Andrew for bringing this over the finish line, too.
Yep.
Public comments. Motion. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Jacoby.
Yes.
Trustee Oppenheim.
Yes.
Trustee Benton.
Yes.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
I would also add that trees have been removed and site security fencing has been installed. This was installed last week or this week. Demolitions anticipated to begin late this week or the week of Thanksgiving. Right, Gary? You correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
And you plan to close on the property early December, right? Great. So things are moving forward. Welcome. Good luck. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for your support.
New business. Public hearing on the proposed tax levy. Is there a motion to open up the public hearing on the tax levy?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Eric. Thanks, gentlemen.
Tonight's hearing was published in the November 7th Deerfield Review. It's probably worth noting that we are below the threshold for being required to hold this meeting, but past practice and good practice dictates that we hold it anyways. 2024 proposed tax levy was developed during the 2025 budget process and discussed in detail at the Committee of the Whole meetings. The net village levy totals $8,593,711, which includes $359,239 of QECB abatements from the money that we get back on those bonds. We estimate that a $500,000 home in Deerfield will pay approximately $905 to the village of property taxes, about $20 more than the previous year. The village is also required to pass the library's levy, which totals $5,528,700. Total net levy, including village, library, and abatements, is $14,122,411.
Our portion of the real estate bill is 6%?
Roughly 6%, yeah. Of the total bill that people pay.
Correct. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions for Eric? Is there any public that would like to make a comment during this public hearing? None and none. Guys, anything in the back?
If you're interested in municipal finance, we need CPAs.
I'll now ask for motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. Item 24-113, a resolution authorizing the purchase of body-worn cameras and 6 licenses for evidence.com.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. The Police Department's here today requesting the authorization to purchase 1 additional body-worn camera and 6 pro licenses for evidence.com. Previously, the Board in December of last year approved the purchase of 43 body-worn cameras, which comes along with the pro licenses. We are asking for 1 more camera for our CSO and to have 4 in the event another camera is damaged. So we can get it right into service again and get a replacement. The 6 pro licenses are for, try to explain it. Each camera comes with a pro license, but we need to get 6 more for our IT staff, our records staff, to where they can go in and work with the IT aspect of it, and then our records personnel to be able to redact the footage properly for court and for those actions.
FOIA responses, maintaining the data, stuff
correct.
like that?
Correct. So that allows them to go into the system in order to take care of those issues. So the cost for the one body camera and the 6 Pro licenses will be $7,927.32. The Pro licenses are $13,000. The camera was that. The licenses is $13,232. The way that Axon has distributed these payments will coincide with our current contracts with the body cameras and such. So the first payment will be for 2 months into that, which will be $1,627.68, and then 4 additional payments of $4,882. That's on top of our other agreements as well.
So it's a total of 20,000, 7 for the body camera and 13 for the licenses?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so the total, what I'm asking for today is the $21,159.
How long do the licenses go for?
They will go for for another 4 years after these 2 months for the end of the year.
Okay, so the license is for a 4-year term?
Yes, it's for a 4-year term, yeah. And at the end of the 4 years is when we have to renew everything with the body cams.
Okay.
So what we did was a 5-year contract, but because we're coming
A
into
year
the
in.
end of the first year,
Got
it's showing only 4. But all the licenses will expire at the same time
Right.
for all,
Right.
what I would say 44 cameras at this point. So the police department is seeking board approval of the resolution to waive the competitive bidding process since we already have the Axon Body Cam 3s, and it recommends that the board authorizes the purchase of 1 Axon Body 3 body-worn camera and the needed equipment and 6 additional Pro licenses at a price not to exceed $21,159.48 from Axon Enterprises.
Questions? Public comment? Is there a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the purchase of the body-worn camera and the licenses?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Trustee Oppenheim.
Yes.
Trustee Benton.
Yes.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Goldstone.
Yes.
Trustee Jacoby.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Items for discussion by the mayor and board of trustees. I got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you got a list.
Yeah, buckle in. On Veterans Day, I had the opportunity and I had the honor of making a speech and offering some words to the veterans, which I do every year. And for me, it's a really special thing because these guys have served our country, and it's a nice ceremony. It was well attended. It was a beautiful day, and it was a meaningful ceremony. It's always on 11/11 at 11. We will have the tree lighting at Village Hall. What is this?
The 27th.
Yeah, that looks weird. Okay.
Should be
On
the
the-
11/27.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
says the 7th.
On 11/27, not 11/11.
Retro, we're going back in time.
On 11/27/24 from 4 to 5 p.m. at Village Hall. It's not going to be at the Village Center, different location this year. Our winter celebration will be on the 6th of December from 5 to 8. Always a great event, always a lot of fun. The winter market will be at Patty Turner the following day on the 7th of December from 9 to 2. Now going backwards in time just for a moment. Project Share at the North Suburban Evangelical Free Church is on 11/23 this Saturday, starting at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Last year, Larry, I think you did it with me. We packed
Food
baskets.
baskets.
Food
Oh, I
baskets?
did.
Oh, Elaine
was
did
it,
it.
Dave?
Okay.
And my whole family.
Yes. Yes. And it's great.
We look a lot like
That's why
Larry.
Larry gave me a look like, what? I think you meant to, but you couldn't, whatever. So I invite all of you to do it with me this year. It's a great event. It's very worthwhile.
Food baskets, right?
hundreds,
Oh my God.
hundreds of food baskets, and it's so inspiring. So please join me at Project Share at the church on the 23rd, this Saturday, from 8:30. It says 8:39, but 8:30 and stay as long as you want to help pack baskets and put those in the. You can either be on the line or help put them in the vans, etc. But it's great. Wear a cap and some gloves and let's go to work. There will be the Religious Leaders United Annual Thanksgiving Service at Macomb Solel Lakeside on the 24th from 3:30 to 4:30. Bob, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, this is a service that combined Highland Park, Deerfield, and other communities around. Everybody is welcome. We're going to have a choir singing. I will be there singing as well. One of the songs is new to us. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm not sure what the rest of the program is, but the highlight is no doubt our mayor and his welcome speech.
I don't know about that. Thanks, Bob. But it's a great service, interfaith service.
Every year. And it rotates between all the different
among the churches and
synagogues. It's great.
So all these things that we're going to see between the 23rd of this month and the 7th of December, all these events, really terrific, fun, maybe the 8th, are really, the 7th, are really great, fun, meaningful, inspiring, and I would encourage all of you to try to go to as many of these as possible.
Anybody that doesn't know where Macomb Solel Lakeside is, welcome to talk to me and I'll get you there.
Yeah.
A week ago Saturday, I attended the grand opening of the renovated Jewett Park.
Oh, right.
Nice.
And there were hundreds of people there.
Nice.
Hundreds of people.
That's great.
Lots and lots of kids. And what they have done to the park is expand their programming potential for recreation for all ages of the family. They have adult things now. They have for older kids, not just little kids. And the playground itself is expanded. They've got new equipment. There's a band shell there by a little pavilion and a performance space. Many of these things are what we've talked about for years. About implementing and putting in the Northwest Quadrant. So Julie Morrison was there and Bob Morgan was there. And as the speeches were being made, they were asking all the children to please wait and not get on the playground until the speeches were done. Well, those kids were on that equipment right away. It was great. It was cold, it was rainy, and there were hundreds of people there enjoying the park. So it was a great event. And what you're talking about is community.
Yes.
All these things are what make a community. And this time of year, we see more of them, and it's great.
Absolutely, it's great.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think part of the design of the park was to take areas where, because there are some natural hills there, to take those out and make them walkable for mobility limited without the stairs.
To some extent. I mean, there's also regrading in the park, and, they capture the water. They've tried to, the best part of it to me as a horticulturist is how they've tried to really pinpoint and save and highlight and show the great oak trees that are in that park. The best part of that park are the oak trees. And there are going to be natural areas and there are going to be walking areas. It really is very much more multi-purpose than it's ever been, and I know that was their goal. So, I was there to tell them the village is supporting them, and it was a very nice event.
Congrats to the park.
Thanks for going.
Yes.
And it's good to see you're out of a sling.
Yes.
No kidding.
That's great. So Mary's out of a sling. Jennifer ran a marathon. So all good things, and I wish everyone a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. So does anyone else have anything? I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
It's approved. Motion passes. The meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everybody.